And so I'll be listening for that sort of thing, and so there's where my line is, and because I deal with that all the time, I guess I'm more aware of it. Let me think about what you're saying, because it's really good. I think there's a certain stuckness. I think that that's the thing. So if somebody comes and they say, I need a life coach, my marriage is okay, but it's not great, the kids are teenagers and they show me no respect, and I'm worried about the mortgage. Well, those are all valid things. And if you give the person valid goals and direction, the way that you normally would with coaching, and the client feels stuck in a way that's a little bit, I'd almost say irrational. It's like it doesn't quite fit. It's like, okay, if you're beside yourself because the bank is going to foreclose on the mortgage, just the degree of it, you might need to see a therapist at that point anyway, but it's really valid. But if you've got a client who's very stuck and beside them, out of proportion, and it's almost your gut feeling, I think, that even if you're not a therapist, if once you've had enough experience coaching, you get this feeling. And now I'm going to step sideways. Maybe this will be helpful. When I was learning to become a therapist, someone took me aside and said, we were talking about supervision, and somebody said, do you know what supervision is? And I thought, well, clearly I don't, the way that you're saying it. And I said, what's meant by supervision? And she said, supervision is when any other therapist or coach or whatever gives you feedback. When you talk to anyone else, it is not a subordinate. So if I'm a postgraduate student and I go to somebody with a PhD for supervision, that's a valid, but that might also be part of my coursework. But if I'm already a PhD, or I'm already a doctor, or I'm already a therapist, or I'm already a psychiatrist, and I go to a peer, and it can even be a peer with less experience, it is very, very valid to go and get supervision. And and within my profession, it's quite common to have supervision groups. I'm in a group where we meet maybe 4 times a year, every 3 months. We will meet, and I'm often impressed with the humility that people with many years' experience will say, I'm not sure that I'm handling this client right. Here's the circumstance. And usually they are. Like usually we all say, oh, wow, that's a tough one. Have you thought of this and have you thought of that? Watch that you're not getting too involved with that, and maybe, anyway, so I'm bringing this back into